Where we're at with this next presentation before Travis Flora comes up here is I want to give you an emphasis that on this part here, it's not that I'm saying I unequivocally believe this. I will say I'm gravitating more and more to this. What I'm going to share with you is what the consumer who wants to buy your product is hearing and what they believe. So let's be real emphatic on that. We're going to take a look now at how you prove you got their product, and if your consumer is talking to you, what they want to hear that you know about the health movement. So we're going to get into conjugated linoleic acid, get into manganese and issues like that. Marty's workplace, as we look at this, healthy young lady, successful farming. There's your cover this month. Nutrient loss. And you've got a wonderful young lady today to share what she wants. The consumer has a right with their money to buy what they want, and they want food produced with, they want to know how it's produced. I don't know if for sure it's important today as it once was to be organic or grass-fed, because they want to connect with you and they want to know how you're doing. Whether you agree with this slide or not, this is what the public thinks. I have realized in the last 12 months, and I want to put an emphasis. This is not Jeff Razinger saying I know about cancer or health. My emphasis is we got a dilemma. The public believes this. And I know one thing with my product. If I say I use genetically modified in my animals, I'm shut out. I'm shut out. Marty, would your wife buy from me if I use GMO? No, I'd be shut out. My first thing is when I talk to my consumers, I've got to be GMO free. So agree or disagree, the consumer's right. It's their money, they're going to pay you a premium, they have a right for the product they want. Another thing the consumer is interested in, how many of you heard of rhabdopamine? Small animal. Rhabdopamine is an 80% of the need supply. Your urban consumer is aware of it. It is a steroid. It's a natural steroid. You can't give it to an animal the whole time period.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Industry say there's no problem. Some of your consumers don't want to touch rhabdopamine. It's now used in the fish. You get a chance to do some research. I do not use it in my animals. My consumer does not want rhabdopamine. Again, I don't want to get into political arguments. Some people think it's an excellent product. Others say that the church can get help called worried rage. It's true or not, consumer things. The reason we got our friend Mao here, the Chinese of all people, the Chinese of all people commissioned studies to figure out why they're cancer religious. But if you keep and they want to find out, they have all kinds of theories. Cancers may be from A, B, C, or D. But what they found out, with the China study done by T. Colin Campbell, how many have heard T. Colin Campbell? If you're drinking, check out the China 7%. It's what's beginning to permeate in these urban suburban areas. The number one correlate to cancer villages was water and soil. Water and soil. Where there were low cancer rates, the water was clean and the soil was living. Where cancer rates were high, or water was contaminated, and the soil didn't work. Personally, I will say this, I do believe I absolutely believe there's a correlation personally with the health of your soil, cleanliness of your water, and a community's cancer rate nutritional farm. Where I'm originally from, Mercer County, Ohio, there's parts of the communities that you can identify, and Marty's family is there too, relatives are. This area gets this kind of cancer, this road gets this kind of cancer, this road gets it. So we all know it. We all know it. And I believe it's the water. The key to your health is the microbiome. What controls your body, what controls your immune system.
Can you repeat the comment? People can't hear it.
The same thing that Brandon was here with it. At the end of the cycle, the bacteria, whether it's your pig, your cow, or your chicken. I'm looking at the pigs that I'm producing, and why am I doing some of what I'm doing? Why am I talking to Ryan Spear about what I want for my feed to come from him? Because I'm very concerned about that microbiome. I want the command center, or whether it's a human being or the animal, I want to maximize. And the key to having all of these, the key to having a healthy microbiome.
We're just varying twice a year, so they're always.
This is the key. That's sequence. You want to eat foods that are nutrient dense. You want to eat foods that deliver what you need for your health. One way to test that is with a refractometer. How many people growth test? Highly advised getting the growth testing. whether it is for your plants. If you realize that if you test this summer, if there's an outbreak of issues where your neighbors are spraying fungicides, you can simply go out and Brix test and tell us whether you need to spray or not. If my corn Brix is 12 to 14, I have no problem. The rest of the neighborhood, do everything they need to do, they don't need to. You can have 200 bushel corn and Brix test at 6 if the nutrients come up in balance on chemical paradigm. On the flip side, I can Brix test 12 to 14. What I want to do this year more aggressively, I started playing with it last year, is I'm going to Brix test my forage. Because if my Brix, my forage is high, again, my nutrient density from animals is going up. What I think, for me, the question is my goal is when the measure that Mike has done is complete, where they can test your meat and get you CLA and nutrient density. I want to hit the ground running. I want to be able to take some meat I produced on pepper crop last year, have it assessed, and voila, my score is the highest in the market. If you are first to market, first to prove that you got it, and you test higher than Font, like you, and those other high-priced meats, you're going to jump the market. That reasoning makes sense. Right now, that's the high-priced meat. They've got the label. They command the big money. If we get a major, we can prove we've got the nutrition, making the plants be jump the market. And whatever your label is, whatever your market production is, you're now the best. There's a chance 2 years from now. Hopefully we come back and get us approved. Some of your analysis come back higher than mine. Then I want you to tell me what I need to do to let it go. Here's your Brix scores. This is something you found on the internet. It's Dr. Terry Weeds, where you find these at. Changes in meat nutrition in the last 50 years from Dr. C. Jones, Christine Jones. Look at the difference in nutrients. In particular, you'll have a change in manganese. Manganese is really plummeted. You see iron is plummeted considerably. With forage-fed beef, that's the key. The first thing to market was grass-fed. Good for the grass-fed producers. I agree with them. I understand what they're doing with CLA. I'm personally very confident if you feed a cafeteria style, when you feed a polyculture, you'll have a healthier animal. It only makes sense. Look at what you ate. You had a diversity of things to eat. You didn't have just a grass equivalent. You know, grass equivalent meant there were only been potatoes. That was a grass equivalent. Instead, you had a cafeteria. You had your lagoons. You had your grass fields. You had different options. The animal deserved the same opportunity. And for forage-fed beef, we get a higher conjugated linoleic acid, up to 300% higher than grain-fed. Keep in mind with CLA, as long as you keep the grain under 11% of the feed ration, and 11% CLA will maximize. That's what Dr. Graham stated. It'll be higher in omega-3. Omega-3 in relation to omega-6 will balance. I don't carry a higher nutrient density. So you can have beef that's omega-3. And the people that have cooked my beef, I said time and again, in cases, and those who used it, it does cook it. Maybe different type of some of the meat you produce, you're going to use. But other questions, I will share this. CLA has been proven the risk of cancer. And a little more than we'll talk about as the day goes on. This one, I know there's a summer bee as much as I can't say fighting agent myself from what I've read, as if you were recovering. It does help with your recovery. There's an important number of research. My friend Joe there's already asked for it. It does reduce the incidence of coronary disease. It does help with weight loss. I found when I eat my meat, and others I've talked to who eat nutrient-dense meat, that if I eat it during the day, my compulsion to eat at night does go down. How many have eaten their own food, their own meat, and noticed that in the evening? If you eat yours, I got a few hands going up, you're not hungry. You're not hungry that night. The reason you're hungry in the evening is because you're short a nutrient. Your brain may be short on, I'm short of manganese, I'm short boron. As a consequence, what do you do at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? You eat. You take care. You're trying to achieve homeostasis. Every being tries to achieve homeostasis. And it does help with your immune system. A number of my consumers in Birmingham, when I tell them I'm high on CLA, they like to hear that I'm taking steps to push the conjugated linoleic acid. So when you get a consumer base that's interested in that, that's something they want to hear. They want to know you're doing what you can to put that in that product. Nutrient-dense eggs. Look at the difference between your eggs. On the left side, That would be an insect-based egg. That would be an egg that would be based off of incoming enzymes such as a fodder system. On the right side, that yellow egg, you know, a lot of these purists don't want to eat the egg on the right. I wouldn't eat the egg on the right. I want an orange egg, I want one, and I want to be plump. Right now in Chicago, and so maybe Travis has heard this, I'm sure he has, the eggs in Chicago bring right at $12 a dozen. The farmers markets are at $12 a dozen. I'm pretty sure, with a little bit of education, where I live in Birmingham, you can command $6 to $8. Louisville, where are you guys at? You guys are 6 to 8. And that is for an egg that your goal is nutrient density. The easiest way to tell with an egg is it's rich orange. Dr. Bishan Singh, who's a prominent surgeon here in Detroit, says that, and he's all in the egg, he said, well, the most important thing that any species does is it tries to reproduce itself, or does reproduce itself. We're not going to eat the egg of people. We can't eat the eggs of other animals, but we've been blessed with one creature that gives us a regular supply of eggs, and that's poultry. And so what happens, if you eat an egg that maximizes its nutrient density, one of those eggs, there's your byproduct. That's the maximum thing you can do for your health. Manganese balance, whether it be with the emotional, cognitive emotion of depression or melancholy, whether it would be with ADHD with young people. I think I shared earlier, the producer came to me, his meat created a cult following where mothers were feeding it their kids and they were reporting they didn't need the Ritalin. The kids didn't have emotional issues, behavioral issues. And the problem is we've got a manganese deficiency in the food supply. What's tying up our manganese is our glyphosate. We need to use glyphosate, have begun to take steps to eradicate that by using some foliar sprays and so on, but we're still finding it out. What I'm doing with my meat is I'm moving to get the glyphosate out of the equation. I'm not quite there, but I want to get completely out of the equation. That's what I'm doing, because I want the manganese back. I want a full array of manganese. You look at this lady, she's healthy. Manganese, by the way, in the soil, fungi. I did want to share this. Fungi in the soil can make you naturally high. My mother-in-law, when she gardens, she gardens barefoot. And when you garden barefoot, you can actually bring up enzymes that make you happy, fungi that make you happy as a natural endorphin. So our lady here is like her mother-in-law, she's happy. Or she's drunk. Moonshine. Microbiome and cancer. Here is some medical references to the effect of cancer and its role in the microbiome. Dr. Bishop Singh, when I meet with him, do farm for him in Michigan. He points out you shouldn't trigger cancer other than it's a true health bad dealt to you for age 120. Shouldn't be able to trigger for age 120. He said if you can balance yourself out, watch the cigarettes, watch some of the excessive sun and so on, shouldn't even trigger cancer. Your health should be dictated from your gut health. Microbiome and coronary, it does increase the good cholesterol, it does reduce high blood pressure, it does reduce cardiovascular disease. Since I've been eating the meat that I produce, my blood pressure has been better. Since I've been eating the meat I do produce, my cholesterol has gotten better. I don't get my blood tested enough. I haven't tested it real recently because I pass out. Check on that too. Has anyone else had their blood straightened up off of eating natural meat? Am I the only one that's gotten their blood work better off of natural meat? Do it, please. Marty. This is what the public thinks is happening. And you heard from the young lady, you heard about the frogs. My stepdaughter says this frog is chilling. And that's the frog doing, it's just hanging out. See, a frog can sit in water and it can get worse incrementally and incrementally, and it doesn't realize what's happening. Some believe that the food supply, and I'll be honest, I think that's the case myself, that as the nutrient density has gone out of our food supply, as we don't have the biology of the soil, that it's been getting worse incrementally, year by year by year, and we're just now beginning to realize we got a mess. Hippocrates, so let your food be your healing, and that is the truth. The food is what will heal you, and that's what the young people are targeting. And that's why for you as producers, producing a product that you can prove is high nutrient dense is something that the consumer does and will value. So any questions at this point? Any questions? Travis, you'll be up in a second. Travis? Come on, buddy. Any questions on that, the health side? Again, I would emphasize on the health side. I there played, I do believe most of what I said. I was trying most of it to communicate to you what the consumer thinks. Because if you're going to sell that consumer, you do need to know what they're thinking. Obviously, I do believe the CLA. I do think you need nutrient dense foods. I do believe the correlation between the cancer in your water and what you eat.